Everybody,
Yeah.
say hello. Say hello. You can see who our guest is tonight. We're gonna have an
Hello,
amazing
hello.
conversation. I'm really excited
Should be
about
good.
tonight. I think so. I think so. Um,
Yeah.
Guys, come on in the room. Y'all know the things you do. You know, y'all have certain responsibilities, just like I have certain responsibilities, right? Do the things. You know all the things that you have to do to get the
Do
show
the
out
things.
and let
What
people
are the
know.
things?
Well,
Share, like, and
share,
subscribe, right?
like, subscribe, all those things we're not supposed to say anymore for some weird reason, right?
I think it was just because people said not to say it because the AI filters would detect it.
Right.
But I don't know.
I know.
Like, share, like, and subscribe. There we go. I said it too.
Well, isn't it one of those weird things like there's things you know you're not supposed to do according to everybody, but then there's these two or three creators that do it all and they shoot to the top for some really weird reason. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Say hello. Let us know you're here. Y'all remember my rule. I don't mind if you lurk. Lurking is 100% okay, but I need you to say hello before you go sit in the corner. So come on in, say hi. Let us know you're here. I know it takes a little bit for everybody just to kind of get their notifications and get things rolling, but we're here
Sure.
with Joel. We're checking the audio right now. We officially start around 8 p.m. Eastern, and
Eastern. That's right.
yep. And Joel is way over on the Pacific side of things, so it's a little
I'm in
early
the
for
past.
him. So,
Maybe
but
it's a
we're
little early. I could do this, then go home for dinner.
oh, I
Works great.
know, right? I know, right? The new space. I'm loving the new space. It's all right. It's not new, right? But it's
I've
kind of
had it for, it'll be 2 years now.
2 years, okay. And so it's
Yeah.
kind of been
Yeah. Yeah.
evolving, and it's always a little bit of changing here and there.
Yeah. 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 Always.
Yeah. So come on in, guys. Say hello. I'm just kind of checking, looking, making sure audio is playing in all the places it's supposed to play. If you hear something wrong, please let me know.
I'll let
Um,
you know.
and yeah, we should be good. Wait for a few more people to come in and say hello to us.
There we go. Yeah.
Seems like a little bit of a slow night. Come on, guys. I know you're here.
It's fall, man.
I know.
The sun sets early,
I know. They should be, they're probably all sitting down doing dinner right now.
right?
But it is what it
And once
is.
the sun sets, you can drink the hard liquor. It just sets earlier now, so everybody gets buzzed earlier.
Oh, I know. I know. And like I am a cigar scotch on the porch guy.
Okay.
Like just kind of sit and relax, take it easy. And so, what's up, JPC? How are you doing? Good to see you. Come on in. Thanks for saying hello. But y'all keep coming in. Let me know what you're doing. If you're working on a project or doing anything cool, give us a good little thumbs up or something. Let us know what you're working on. There we go. I think I'm having a problems because my TikTok is not showing up in my chat like it's supposed to. So that's where I was
Oh
wondering.
no.
What's up, one and only? How are you doing? Purple Pineapple. I see you, Safira. Digitally Forged Designs. How's it going? Good to see everybody. Glad y'all came in tonight. Glad y'all are here. Y'all know how this works. Y'all know there's 3 reasons we do this show. And by now, somebody should be able to type this. One of y'all needs to make a shortcut. So every time I say, hey, what are the 3 reasons we do this show? You could paste it in there really quick and be the smart one, right? Hey, what's up, Martins? How are you doing? Courtney of Filament Stories is saying howdy.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, Courtney.
How you doing? Thank you for dropping by. I think Courtney she's doing a family event tonight, so she took a little special time out just to come in and say hello
Look at
to
that.
everybody.
Courtney's sweet.
So and she is awesome.
She's good human.
Very much so. What's up, K Dog? Good to see you, Dragon Girl. Thank you, guys. There's so many people in the room. We did a really cool thing the other night, Joel. Actually Tuesday night, we recreated Hollywood Squares, and we had 12 creators in one live with 2 contestants, and we had like a sponsor who gave things away, and we did the whole tic-tac-toe trivia. It was
fantastic.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But good to see everybody coming back. Hey, so the 3 reasons, guys, since nobody's put it in the room, right? We want to meet really cool people. That's the number 1 goal, right? We all like meeting cool people. And the second one was we want to get to know the makers and creators that we love the most. And for the third one, we want to expose them to a larger audience. Now, sometimes that's a little more difficult than others, but we still want to make that happen. So get this out there. share this with everybody. Do everything you need to get your friends in, and let's just get to know Joel a little bit better. You know,
Sure, let's get to know Joel.
y'all, I talk a lot about my life, right? And that there's that one time in my life where I felt like a tool people use to get things done, right, Joel? I mean, we all kind of get to that point where it's like people come to you when they need something, and after that, it's like, and you kind of start feeling a way about it, right?
I understand that. Yeah.
And it's so easy to do to the creators and makers that we watch all the time. And we look at what they do and it feeds us, but we don't ever feed them. We don't ever get to know them. And so that's the point of this show.
Okay.
is-
Sure.
Yeah, right? You know, I see so many creators go through like weird times, and it always kind of ends up being they feel used or something, you know, right? And so I just like,
I've heard of that. Yeah.
that little depression that you get into. Well, so are you drinking anything tonight? Like I've got a little Red Bull going on here. Do you?
I was supposed to grab a water before I went to my desk, but I forgot. So no,
Okay.
I don't have anything to drink. Wait a minute. Hold on. You can still hear me.
Yeah.
I've got my Doritos fridge. So I'm gonna grab a lime Doritos, and I'll bring that over.
Awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't
So
even
at
know
least
what that
we can be
is.
except for that Doritos. It is it's a soda.
Oh, okay. I have seen that.
There we go. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see.
Awesome. Hey guys, come on in. We're about to start the show. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you,
Hey.
everybody. Hey,
Bring it up, man.
there you
Later.
go. All
Cheers.
right. Cheers. Oh, splashed up my nose.
That's how you know it's good.
Cool. That is cool. So is that like a favorite drink of yours? Is that
No.
No.
It's just delicious.
Oh,
It's just delicious.
okay.
I can't have too many of them. I'm a little sugar sensitive when it comes to drinks, and so this is. I mean, it's natural sugar, blah blah, whatever. And
Right.
it's super tasty, but like one a week. I try to save them for when I'm streaming and stuff, just because they look cool on stream too. I mean, look at that.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
and they're
looks
good
good.
company, full of good people. They put a
Okay.
fridge in my studio, so
Oh,
tasty beverages.
tasty beverages. What is
I'm
your
gonna-
favorite?
I'm gonna put the fridge there. I'm gonna be honest. I like them. Lime is probably right up there.
Okay.
But they make a pineapple soda that is delicious.
Okay. Do you have like a favorite go-to drink that like for just every day? Like are you a tea guy or are you a coffee guy? Or
I'll never say no to coffee,
okay.
and I'm a big fan of Coke Zero,
Coke Zero. Okay.
just because it's easy. When you start getting older, the calories count a little bit differently.
They do.
So if I'm gonna get my calories in, it's gonna be because of ice cream and candy, not because of the things I drink.
We've got that question in just a minute, guys. We've got that question. We're gonna ask and find out some about that. So, guys,
Ooh, all right.
we're gonna. What's up, Cookie Cat? We got Juan Makes. Good to see
What's
you,
up, Cookie
Prodigy
Cat? Wait,
Prince.
Cookie Cat, is it Nathan? Is it Melissa? Or is it both of them?
It could be both of them sitting. You never know who's
What's your
behind the
guess?
count.
What's your
dude.
guess?
I'd guess Melissa.
I'm thinking Melissa, but with Nathan lurking in the back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Pacing, almost pacing.
That could
Just a
be,
little bit.
or
Yeah.
working on a
Yeah.
CAD program.
Not mad pacing, but just like pacing.
Yeah,
Restless in a way. That's what I am.
and we got a ding, ding, ding from Cookie Cat. So
Did we?
Melissa with a lurker. Yep. That
Perfect.
is great. That is great. Well, guys, we're gonna start the show. Joe, I'm gonna pop you off the screen real quick. They will be able to hear you for a little bit, but I'm gonna do my intro. Remember, we got the word, and
That's right, the word.
we will go. We will start from there. So I'm off the screen, guys. We do this live. What hits tape, and you can tell I'm old because I just said what hits tape. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna start the intro. Thank you for being here. Keep doing what you need to do and get this show out to everybody. And here we go. Asylum Live, October 23rd, 2025, with our special guest, Joel Telling, a 3D print nerd. Joel, what's the word for the day?
Christ.
Ah, there you go. All right. If you don't know this show, guys, this is the show where we try to get to know the makers and creators who we love best. And who better to do this with than the 3D printing nerd show guy, right? Over the last 10 years, we've watched him grow from a full-time software engineer editing videos in his basement to like friends with movie stars editing things not in his basement. So we are going to get to our very first question.
Woo!
Now, Joel, I go through and I watch all of the social media from everybody that I interview. And so
Okay, all of it. You just
in
consume it.
in doing that, I run across some really interesting things that they say. And so my first question is, in your memory, what is the very first thing you ever took apart with your own hands?
I want to say so. When I was a kid, I was really curious. I had tools, and I like to find out how things work. I think one of the first things I took apart were my GI Joes.
Okay.
I think it was because there there was a so bear with me here. There was a GI Joe. His name was Snow Job. He had skis. He had like a white hood, I think a red
Mm-hmm.
beard, and he was the skiing of the GI Joe members, the skiing guy. And as a kid, I remember taking him apart because it was weird how the legs connected, and there was a rubber band that went up into a
Yeah.
hook, kind of up there. Yeah. And then um, the truth is, I also had. I'm sorry. I had a GI Joe named Blowtorch, and I took him apart as well. And then I put them back together, but I mixed the pieces because they were really they were all the same pieces, and they were just painted differently.
Right.
So I made one called Snow Torch, which is a fantastic name.
That is a good
And
name.
then I assembled the other one, and I told my mom, and she made me take them apart.
Oh, well, we got some people disturbed that you were taking people apart. And I was
They're not
almost,
people, they're GI Joes.
I
They're not really alive, no matter what Pixar says.
whether they're real American heroes or not, they're not real people. Right. And
Yeah.
I was worried what he was doing to Blowtorch. You know, I was waiting for the melting and because he
Well,
does.
the name was Blowtorch.
I
You
know.
remember the GI Joes? There was
Oh,
the
yeah.
snow guy, and then there was the Blowtorch guy,
And
and
the
then there was
ninja
the guy
guy.
with the beret, and then there
Yeah.
was the.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. I just know you like melting plastic. I didn't know how early that started, right?
Oh,
But
one year for Christmas, I got I believe my parents got me some gunpowder and some tape because I had used all of my dad's gunpowder and tape on things.
gunpowder and okay, you got to
If
tell.
the powder burns, and when you try to make your own little model rocket at a very young age, when you
Okay.
use a toilet paper tube and some tape and some gunpowder, it doesn't go in the air, but it does ignite, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, it was fun at the time. It'd probably still be fun now.
Yeah. No, we always took the parachute guys. We would buy huge amounts of bottle rockets and stuff, and then take their parachute guys and tie them to a bottle rocket and shoot them off and see.
Oh yeah,
It usually
those were
worked.
fun.
Sometimes it would blow up the parachute, and you'd never find the guy
Yeah.
again. So
Wait, all right, those parachutes. That was the one where the plastic was like super thin,
Yeah.
right? You
like
look at it wrong
Walmart
and it would
shopping
tear.
bag. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But we had a lot of fun. We did crazy things when we were. What would you consider the craziest thing you did as a kid that you can talk about?
As a kid, well, what level of
Let's go.
crazy are we?
Let's go to like 7th, 8th grade. Like that's when we start really getting adventurous. I think.
My friend and I wanted Taco Bell. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was a few miles away, and so we walked to Taco Bell and tried to bribe someone who was going through drive-through because it was open 24 hours to get us food, and we would give them money, but they didn't want to help us kids, and so we went home without any Taco Bell. I know
Oh,
that's not the great. I mean, taking apart stuff is probably crazier.
yeah,
But hey, I was
possibly.
up late as a kid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know. I think I got stuck outside the house one night. I had a friend spending the night over, and we were going to go roll a friend's house or TP a friend's house. I'll have to say it both
Oh,
ways so everybody
roll a
knows what I'm
friend's
saying.
house. You
That's
are
what we
old, aren't you?
said. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And when we got there, the people who were supposed to meet us didn't show up. And so my
Oh,
friend and I went back to my house, he couldn't get back in my window into my bedroom, and my dad was still awake. And so I just jumped out the window. We rolled our yard. I climbed back in the window. My dad went to sleep and had to let him in the front door. So that was like one of the craziest things I did. So,
There you go.
now, were you like a big school? Did you like school? Was that something that you looked forward to?
Uh, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was I was a part of a gifted program in elementary school, and I ended up asking my parents to get me out of it because it just wasn't I wasn't having fun.
Mm,
So I didn't mind the learning, but in the sixth grade, I remember you were supposed to write an autobiography, and that sounded like nails on a chalkboard to me. So I was like, in the fourth grade, I remember I got my parents to get me out so I could just be a part of normal school, and I had much more fun.
okay. So, were you a learner naturally? Like, were you curious? Aside from taking things apart, were there other things that you were really curious about?
I was always curious about how the world worked around me, and it was always fun to just I would try to approach problems and visualize them in my head, and a lot of times I could figure things out. Um, I don't know how to explain it. I was able to figure things out, and so I don't know if that's a traditional school learning technique or if that's just the how someone is able to get through the world. But you know how some things just make sense to
Yeah.
you. Just how things work just made sense to me, so I went with it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. There's a book called Strengths Finder. I don't know if you've ever done the Strengths Finder deal. And one of the things in there, and it's like my number one, it's connectedness, seeing the
Oh,
connections between things. And that's kind of how
okay,
that kind of
that's
helps
cool.
me quantify kind of what you're talking about, how you can figure things out because it just makes sense, right? I could get that.
JCGPT.
I get. I am a font of useless information. All right, so taking a break from that, guys. I just this is always a personal question. When I find out somebody's a Whovian, I always need to know who their favorite Doctor Who is. Now, I generally like split it between old and new doctors, right? Because like when I was a kid, they still had Doctor Who, but then it stopped, right? I'm
Right.
54. I'm
It's
gonna
not,
be
it's not, it
55
stopped for a
next.
while. I mean, it was years.
Yeah,
Years it went
years.
on until Christopher Eccleston took
Right.
over in '09,
Oh nine.
right?
Yeah. And let's start with like the new doctors. What is your favorite new doctor?
Matt Smith.
Okay.
That's an easy one because
Yeah.
I got to meet him and hang out with
Oh,
him for a
cool.
bit. Like, he said nice things to my daughter. So that's, I mean, I've liked the how varied all of the incantations of the
Right.
Doctor have been, but I mean, personally, having met the guy and he's been really nice to my daughter, like that's an easy one.
Yeah. Well, and he seems like a really good guy, and all the rumors talking about working with him as an actor seem to live up to kind of a good guy standard from what I can
Yeah,
tell.
I was he. So when I met him at San Diego Comic Con, I managed the green room for the offsite activation where he was a part of. So it wasn't like I was meeting him in a crowd in public. This was, in the guarded place, the green room.
Right.
So his guard could be let down, and he was still just nice and cordial and hanging out, just having a good time. So
Okay. That's cool.
yeah,
That is really, really awesome. That's a
yeah,
fun story. That's one of those things you just kind of remember. That's cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Now, do you have a favorite old doctor, or do you really know? Have you ever gone back and looked at those?
I I know I'm not a proper Whovian, but I don't enjoy the like the quote unquote old doctors, the before Eccleston.
Yeah,
I can't. I've tried watching those TV programs and I understand what they are, but they just don't speak to me the same that the
yeah,
way that they tell the stories of the new doctors, and so I don't really have a favorite. I mean, they're all okay,
right.
but um, but yeah, I just the way that the stories are told with the quote unquote new doctors are really what appeal to me. So I
Yeah.
just go with it.
No, I would. The new ones are definitely more powerful. Yeah, I loved them as a kid. Now watching them, I'm kind of like, let me watch Tomorrow People,
There's
right?
a lot of stuff that you watch as a kid and you're like, wow, this is great, and then you watch it now and you're like, huh,
Exactly, exactly. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to address the color in the room. Everybody's talking about blue, and I wonder why. Um, so is blue your favorite color, or is that kind of what's turned into your signature color?
Well, I've always liked blue. Blue has always been my color. So when I started 3D printing nerd, of course I was like, my color is blue, like 0000FF blue, like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, when my wife and I got married, blue was one of our wedding colors. In fact, it was Subaru World Rally blue was one of
Okay,
our colors because I've had 6 different WRXs, all World Rally blue.
okay,
When I
okay,
worked with Protopasta to make High Five blue, it was blue. I don't know. I just like blue.
okay. All right. So that is kind of a favorite color. Do you have a secondary color that you like?
Green's not so bad,
Okay,
but I
green's
like
not so
purple
bad.
as well. Red has its times. A good yellow is nice. You
Such
know,
a diplomatic guy. He loves all the color. He's
I
a
like I
Roy
like
G.
blue.
Biv guy right
Well,
there.
you're not gonna. I mean, you can't get into 3D printing and just print one color
Oh, I
all
know.
your life. Well,
I,
I guess unless you're an engineer and you're just gray.
yeah, yeah. No. So when it comes to like filament, do you have kind of this go-to color sometimes in the back of your mind, like that your
Usually
brain?
not.
Usually not. Really?
Usually not. Blue is fine. I have a varied number of blue filaments, but I have a varied number of other colors of filaments. And sometimes I will run across a model that's being showcased on, social media,
Right.
and it'll be of a specific color, and I will be like, oh, I wonder if I have that color or close to that color because I'd like to print it in that color. And a lot, like friends have asked for the little minis, and
Yeah.
usually those are fairly specific colors, like a capybara looks like a capybara.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. That's fair. So you let the model kind of direct the color, is what you're saying.
Usually, there's something. I'm testing a new 3D printer right now, and I remember in the color choices I made an epiphany because I found a green, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect.
Okay.
You'll get to see that in an upcoming video. I can't tell
Okay.
you which one, obviously, but I did. I found a green, and by adding it, it makes it perfect.
Okay. Awesome. That's great.
Yeah,
I love when that
yeah,
happens. When you find the good color combinations, you're like, ooh, it
yeah.
just feels
And
good.
I've got 10+ years of material still that I can go searching through.
That's true. That's true. Now I know your very first print was a traffic cone, from my
Yeah,
understanding, and it was a
that's right.
two color.
Yep, two color ABS. So in 2013, 2014, if you went on Amazon and you looked up the FlashForge Creator Pro, um, it would ship to you, and it came with two spools of material, and it was both ABS because that was 9 times out of 10 what you were printing with back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, do you have a, not a brand, but do you like a type of material that you really enjoy printing with?
PLA is the best material.
Okay.
I
The
can I can say
best.
that confidently.
The best
Yeah, yeah,
material.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like if we're talking about just for general use,
Right.
it's inexpensive, it's easy to get, it's easy to print with. It comes in every color of the rainbow, and even some colors that aren't a part of the rainbow. It can take additives really well. It's just a good ubiquitous material. Now, people are going to say, "What about PETG?" I think it's better. It's like, yeah, PETG is great. It's slightly harder to print with. You need slightly hotter temperatures. You might need an enclosure depending on the size and scale of what you're printing with. I mean, you can make the case for any filament, but if we're talking about a good filament, just globally easy to recommend, it's going to be PLA.
Right. Right. Nate, I will get to that question shortly. I see you putting it in the chat. But thank you, Peanut Gallery. Hey guys, while I'm taking that break, we are talking with Joel Telling. Um, The creator of, he is not the 3D printing nerd. He is the creator of the 3D printing nerd show. Am I phrasing that correctly?
Well, so originally 10 plus years ago when I started filming, I mean it was just me in my office at home, and I said, "Hey, it's Joel, the 3D printing nerd,"
Okay.
because it was just me. But now, I've producer David, who you've met. We
Right.
have an editor. We hire other people to do certain things, and so 3D printing nerd. Then, at some point, 3D printing nerd went from just silly little me to a brand where and a business. And so it's just, I like to think that everybody can be a 3D printing nerd themselves.
Right, right. And you did have, there was a really interesting transition time, because I know me starting, now I only started in 2020. So I'm relatively in baby years and 3D printing years.
2020 was 5 years ago.
I know, but
5 years.
I know people who started 10 years ago, 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And people
Yeah,
who
yeah.
were, and I've played with some of the printers that you got in wood and had to print the parts. And, I've gone
Sure.
through my paces and done the things I need to do to be authentic, right? Um, but I forgot where I was going with that.
I
But
don't know.
me either. So we're going to move on.
When you get old, sometimes you forget things.
I know. 2 weeks, 55. 2 weeks, 55. So, but hey, it's been a great 55 years. Favorite ice cream? Favorite flavor of ice cream, I should say.
Boy, when push comes to shove, cookies and cream.
Okay. That's a good one.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's easy,
Yeah,
easy.
very much so. Very much so. All right, guys, get your questions in. I am looking and seeing what you have here. So please, please, please get your questions into the peanut
Yeah.
gallery. We have Tom Baker
Come on,
lovers.
questions in. Let's do this.
Yeah, I see this. I see all the people. I see you and what you're talking about. We're going to get to a lot of them. One of the things as I kind of went through everything, I found a lot of old interviews. Like it's like every couple of years an interview would pop up, and I think one of the very first interviews you did, and this is one of the things I wanted to talk about with you for a moment, was with Matter Hackers. And you talked a little bit about life balance. And you said something, you said this, you said, go to school, get a job, pay your bills, work hard, support yourself, pay attention to your kids, and love your spouse.
Yeah, there you go.
And to me, especially so early on, like a year out, because you started what, April of 2014, April of 20.
It was, oh boy, it was May of 2015.
Okay.
No, April 9th, May 9th.
April
9th,
3rd,
2015.
2015
April
was
3rd,
your on
2015,
YouTube. That was your first video. Was April 3rd,
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
And that was a faceless video. One of the few
Just
faceless
filming the-
videos.
yeah.
You were doing your Flash Forge with
I don't
your.
know what I was doing.
No, but that video did well. Like you're one of.
Did it?
I think so. I think even people have watched it over the years. It sparked more ideas from people. I'm not saying initially, but over time.
Okay. Well, I think it was, at the beginning, I was just excited because I took inspiration from Thomas and Latterer and Barnacles. They both were able to showcase 3D printing in a way that I enjoyed watching that sort of content. And then there was, I think it was Slashdot, right? Slashdot and Engadget. They would cover different 3D printers at the time.
Yes.
And so Christmas of 2014, when I got my first, I was like, yeah. And then, in 2015, when I started the channel, I was working for Adobe at the time. And it was just like when I got my first subscriber, it was really exciting. 100 subscribers. Are you kidding? Let's keep doing this. 1,000? What's going on? So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And so I didn't make gold all the time, but I did my best.
Yeah, well, but I mean, even thinking about it, back then, a year later, in your interview with Matter Hackers, you're talking about you had 33,000. I think at that time it was like 33,300 or something. Is what you said in the interview from that morning. That's really good growth for a year for a lot of people.
I think so. Oh, absolutely. Well, and I mean, to be fair, I came in at a really good time.
Right.
Like, I think what is it? There's no such thing as luck. It's when preparedness meets opportunity.
Yeah.
And I want to say that I wasn't lucky, but I sure was prepared to take advantage of the opportunity in front of me.
Yeah. No, and I can kind of see that. It's interesting how, like the family verbiage and working hard and all that. There's so many things you had already kind of in your language worked out. I think one of the hardest things for a creator is when they come in to create their brand or persona or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah,
There's a verbiage that you eventually get to that you want to use and a way that you want to talk, and you seem very deliberate about that.
I'm a dad. Like
Yeah.
I'm a husband and a father. So I want to make sure that when I am communicating with anybody, whether it's someone young or old or whatever, that I'm communicating in a way that exemplifies that part of me because that's just how how I want to be. That's
Right.
just how I want to carry myself. I want to be positive and encouraging. And like when I started, so 2015, my oldest would have been 9 years old.
Mm.
And so, we're talking about I'm starting this new endeavor, to lose sleep essentially. And my kids are all going through very formative years. And so being able to talk about and maintain some sort of good balance. I mean, I wasn't always able to, but I tried my best, and so far it's worked out. I think
Yeah.
none of my kids care about 3D printing, so it's fine.
That seems to be the theme of many
Well,
creators that I know. It's not.
they don't necessarily. It's not that they let me. So they don't. It's not that they don't care about it, but they grew up with it and with their dad in a very unique position within 3D printing, and so all of the kids just assume everything is possible.
Right.
Some of their friends have never seen a 3D printer or they've never held a 3D print. My kids are like, they just know it exists and they can have anything, and so it's kind of weird.
Yeah. No, and it is interesting to watch, and me being fortunate to work with Courtney and watch kind of her kids and how they are when it comes to 3D printing and see that balance. The balance is an interesting thing for me, especially
Hmm.
for people with family, because sometimes balance is not balance. One thing's gonna take precedence over the other. You just have to decide at what
Yeah.
time what's gonna take precedence, right?
Yep.
And
Yep. And yeah, whether that's well, now in my career, now it is I have to say no to like certain trips because like there's something going on this Friday that I'm not supposed to mention, but I can't go because my son has a football game and I don't want to miss it.
right, right, and I get that, and I know that's tough. And even in your Matter Hackers interview, you talked about sacrifice.
Mm.
Um, you always have good words for creators on how you said you work full time at Adobe, and then you come home, spend time with the family, and stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning, right, to edit your videos.
Yeah. What was my first year? Out of 365 days, I think in my first year I had 275 videos. Is
Mm,
that maybe something like that? Yeah. The whole reason why I quit Adobe is because I was at the point where I wanted to try this full time. I had saved enough money to have a runway, and I was seeing a neurologist because I was forgetting words and having headaches, and it's because I was just wasn't getting enough sleep and I was working too hard, and so something had to give, and it was either no more YouTube or no more Adobe, and we all know what decision I made.
yeah. Oh yeah. Now, do you find the sacrifices still continuing now as much as they used to be, or has that sacrifice kind of measurement
Um,
lessened?
I know right now I work too hard, and so part of the mindset is that I'm making videos on YouTube, but I also have members of a team and a small business and a family. So I still I would say that my wife and kids are probably I sacrificed in that I there's certain things that I'm not able to do. Like when I'm at 3D Printopia, Rapid or Formnext or Remurf or whatever, and something happens at home, it's my sacrifice that I can't be there for it, but um, I can't discount the sacrifices that like my wife makes, because sometimes I have to get something done because there's a deadline, and it's like I can't help take out the trash or shuttle some kids somewhere
Yeah.
or be at a thing. And so, yeah, I mean, we all make our own sacrifices
Right.
to get things done. You just hope that the sacrifices are in line with the balance that you've hopefully established.
Right. And do you have a measurement that you look at when you're thinking about that?
No,
Yeah. Okay.
nope, nope. I try to think of it this way. Uh, I try my best to do everything and realize that not being able to do everything isn't a failure. It's actually what's supposed to happen. And so you just have to set up priorities so that the things you can't do are the right things that you can't do.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope. That's a good word, guys. Y'all need to do the finger snaps for that one, guys. Come on.
Is that
That's
what's
some
finger
good
snaps?
stuff.
Or,
Well, I mean, they
that
can't
sounds like a
really,
Gen Z thing.
they can do, I know, right? They can, well, it's kind of full circle, isn't it? Like when I was growing up, that was the clubs, right? The poetry
Was it?
readings, the,
Oh my God,
that's,
poetry slams. There you
yeah,
go. Dark lights,
uh-huh,
cigarette smoke,
exactly.
brown liquor. Jeez, man.
So those were the good old days, right? Good old days.
That's right.
Um, so awesome, guys. Keep coming on in. If y'all do not know who this guy is, this is Joel Telling. I want to keep introducing him as the new people come in and the old people go out. But I hope everyone is staying and asking the questions and getting the things answered that they want. We look at a lot of creators, we see them on there, and all we know is what they show us. Now I know for me, I don't do a lot of editing, but I can guarantee you Joel does a lot of editing when it comes to his videos. Maybe he's
Well, my
not doing
editor
it.
does
Yeah,
a lot of editing.
maybe he's not doing it, but as a
The
business,
producer proposes a
yeah,
lot of editing. Like,
there you go.
that's what
And
we do.
and so we see these refined views of people, right? Um, do you find as when you're meeting other creators, Joel, when you're walking through and you're going to these events and you're meeting other creators, the majority of the time, do you see creators being who they are online, or do you see a lot of creators who are different than they are in their persona in videos?
I think that for us within the kind of the microcosm that is the quote unquote 3D printing community, I would say most everybody that I've met who is a creator is similar to what they are in person.
Yeah,
I've been told when people meet me, they're like, "Wow, you're just like how you are. You're just exactly how you are online." And
yeah,
I'm like, I hope I am. I'm not acting, right? I'm not doing anything. But I think within making itself, we get a lot of a really honest honest outputs and a lot of honest expression within the creative ways to show content, and I that leads to people just being themselves. I
yeah,
think if you go into if you go into stuff that's more showy or more very purely entertainment based, you can run into situations where people have to act or do something different. I mean, there's plenty of times where I've had to go on camera even though I'm not feeling well, or perhaps I'm short on time, or I'm just I'm not feeling it, and I try to put a good face on in order to make a good
yeah.
video. I don't think that's necessarily acting because it's still me. It's just me trying to not be sick, or me just trying to get over a creative block.
Right. Well, and I think there's a difference between putting on your best face versus putting on a face.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's
Okay, now of the creators, have you met any that you think aren't what they purport to be online?
Like you say, not in the 3D printing space.
Mm,
Everybody I meet in the 3D printing space is who they seem to be.
okay.
Some of them may appear a little more energetic on camera just because you gotta be, right?
And if I have 4 or 5 shots of espresso, I can be really animated too.
Awesome. What's your favorite espresso bean?
Oh, well, espresso bean?
Yeah, like, are, let's one. let's brand. Where do you go for when you go for espresso? Is there a
Oh, I
brand?
mean, I'm in Seattle, man. Like,
I
you
know.
can't throw a
You say
cat and not hit an espresso shack, right?
okay, so you
I
don't
don't.
make your own.
No, no, no,
Okay,
no. I mean, I
okay,
can. I
yeah,
just go get whatever's cheap and grind
okay,
it up and throw it into some hot water and hopefully get bean juice out.
okay,
But
okay,
if I'm going somewhere and I want to get something tasty, I always get an americano with caramel sauce and cream.
okay.
And I say caramel sauce because we some people will make it with the syrup,
Hmm.
and that doesn't have the full body of flavor. I want that the like sauce you would put on an ice cream. I
Right.
want that in my drink, stirred up, and it is the most delectable thing in this universe. However, I do have to say, uh, what I do in the mornings is I go onto my McDonald's app and I buy a large caramel
Okay.
iced caramel coffee, and it's 99
Yeah.
cents. And I've had better and I've had worse, but you can't go wrong for $1
Right. No, you can't. You can't.
because at that point, I mean, it's almost equitable to the price I would pay for certain things at home,
Right.
but I can just pull up and they give me a nice iced drink and it's $1 and we're all good. So
Okay.
I really, as long as it's got caramel in it, I'm not gonna care.
You're not gonna care. You're not gonna care. I get it.
Not gonna care. Not
I'm
gonna
the
care.
coffee snob guy. That's why I ask. I'm very much I do
So
the
next time we're in the
espresso
same
at home.
geography, you need to take me to a proper coffee.
Okay. I will. I will.
You should
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Let's see what we got. Oh, here's a good one. Here's we can take a little break here. I love this. So we have the 3D classroom hanging out in the room, and
Okay.
so once
Hey,
the best advice or your advice, whichever one it is, um, can you share what's the best advice they can share with fifth grade students who are learning about 3D design?
best advice for fifth grade students?
Yeah.
So, fifth grade students are in a unique position because their brains are starting to just think of things in new ways. And for 3D design, I think it's at least for me, what I would have done in the fifth grade had I known this world existed would be to find something and just figure out the ways in which it can be divided up into shapes. Um, if you think about it, if you here's my DJI microphone case, and it's a simple shape, but it's got some curves and it's got rounded, and so you start to just take apart shapes around you. And so if you have something more complex, how can you think about ways in which you can slice it up into rudimentary shapes? Because in the fifth grade, Tinkercad obviously free and easy, and if you can figure out the shapes, just the general shapes that make up the thing, then you can recreate the thing in general shapes in Tinkercad. And congratulations, you've just conquered 3D design.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's so 3D design and 2D design seem relatively similar, minus the space,
Kind
right?
of, right?
Just
Kind
looking at
of.
shapes and trying to understand how to build something. And
Yeah. Well, 2D design is looking at the shape, but looking at the perimeter of a shape,
right.
essentially, right? But then if you get the concept of basic shapes in Tinkercad, at least this is for me how I took it. Then when you go into a CAD environment like Fusion 360 or Onshape or Shaper 3D or whatever you have, then you can start to be like, oh, okay, first I'm going to use a 2D drawing to make this shape, and now I'm going to use a 2D drawing on this shape to make this shape, and then a 2D drawing here to sink in to make that shape. So you can it's that progression of thought for using Tinkercad as a way of taking 3D geometry and just building things, and then you can then take it further to then create the 3D geometry itself
Okay.
using 2D sketches.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was looking at some of the comments in the room. We had people talking about Tinkercad and everything. We have another person saying, Art Overkill. Hey, Art. I often tell younger kids, imagine playing Minecraft, but when you're done, you have something in 3D. That's an interesting way to look at it.
It's a really cool way of thinking about it, and Minecraft has really prepared a
Yeah.
generation for thinking in three dimensions. If you went to a fifth grade classroom and you started talking about 3D design, they might roll their eyes. But if you start talking about it in a way how you're building things with blocks and you can echo some of the lessons that Minecraft gives you, then their ears perk up, and then you can sort of evolve that conversation in a way that teaches them something thanks to their interest and passion in Minecraft.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. That
I
is
love it.
cool. Well,
I
so
love it. I absolutely love it.
getting back into that mode, we were talking about you in the elementary and seventh and eighth grade and everything. Moving into high school, like, what were your hobbies? What did you do extracurricularly?
Let's see. In high school, I was I did a lot of BBSing.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
would, for those that don't know,
Yeah.
that's when you use a modem to a computer and use a phone line and it dials up. That's when you hear that cool noise,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're on a menu system. And so um, I did a lot of BBSing just to keep up with people. I was a part of this weird MTV experiment where they had this MTV online, and I was a part of it and got to meet a bunch of people similarly aged, and they would utilize some of the answers we would give to certain questions in the TV broadcasts where they would like, hey, we asked this person or this person said, and then it was us within the MTV online
Okay.
universe,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that
which is
back
kind of
in
cool.
Adam Curry's
Uh,
days.
yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
I did a lot of computers. I built my own 286, 386.
Okay.
I had a 486 SX25 with the turbo button that jumped up to 33 megahertz.
Love it.
I ran my own BBS for a while. I started getting into, so at school, I had to give a presentation, and one of the computers could connect up to the Laserdisc player. And so I used, it wasn't HyperCard, but it was some other software that would allow input and then play certain time codes on the Laserdisc player, and so I could do a cool presentation.
I gotcha.
I was a nerd. I was on the Knowledge Bowl team.
Okay. What was your first computer? What, like, at home, what was the first computer you had?
The first one,
Uh-huh.
it was a Commodore PET.
Okay. Okay.
My dad brought it home from work, and then it wasn't working very well, and then we went and bought a Commodore 64,
Mm-hmm.
which was
Oh
fantastic.
my gosh. Yeah.
Um, my grandfather had a VIC 20. I was like, "Ooh, this is fun." And then my first PC was an 8088 with
Okay.
dual 5.25-inch floppy drives and a green screen.
Yeah. No, I remember that one. I had that. That was my college. I had WordPress on 2 discs, and that's how I did word processing when I was in college. So, my
That's
first
fantastic.
TRS-80. I did
Oh, you had a Trash 80, huh?
my seventh grade project in earth science was on a TRS-80. I did my
Wow.
presentation. You'll love this part. I did my presentation. Everybody's like, ooh, ah. And then my friend walked up with a Commodore 64.
Yep.
I was done. It was over for
Yeah.
me.
You see, the Commodore brand was
I
revitalized. Someone purchased
did.
it, and they're actually making them again or something, I think.
Yeah, I don't know
Seems
what's.
cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. That's going to be a fun one. That one really, really is. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
We
Oh, I
could go
remember
through
that.
Gateway. We
Then
could
that
go
guy
through.
turned up being a criminal, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Dude, you're getting jail time.
Well, so now, did you? So you were pretty much like you're like full on computer nerd geek. Did you do instruments? Did you ever do any type of sports ball type stuff? Bicycle
I played
riding?
T-ball as a kid.
T-ball. Okay.
T-ball as a kid. I had a bicycle. I rode it. I would ride it to the local arcade and play video games.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
No, I
Favorite.
didn't. I never played any instruments. Uh, my first car was a 1980 Buick Regal.
Um,
Yeah,
nice. The
yeah.
big cars are always the best first cars, right?
It was a smaller big car, but it was a big car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Chrysler Newport,
Ooh.
banana
Man, we
yellow,
were cool, weren't we? We were
banana
cool.
yellow. I could take everybody in my community college to anywhere
Yeah,
they wanted to
exactly.
go.
Anywhere they wanted to go, man.
So that's awesome. That is really, really awesome. So okay, so then moving on into college. Now, did you start straight out to senior college? Did you go to community college? Did you how did all that go for
I
you?
took a year of community college during my senior year in high school.
Okay.
And then after high school, I continued a year more of community college. And then I didn't go to school anymore.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah,
That's
just
cool.
wasn't for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I get that. Did you
I wanted to be a
find
doctor at one point, but I was like, ooh, that's a lot of
oh,
schools. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
yeah.
Did you I mean, when that happened, had you found what you felt like you wanted to do and you just stopped, or did you just go searching?
I had enough knowledge in the area, and so I was like, I'm gonna do computers.
Okay.
I worked for a small local point of sale company called Selbysoft,
Mm.
and they did point of sale video store point of sale, and then they moved to restaurant point of sale. It was just hand coded by the owner and a couple of the guys. They had a couple sales engineers, and they had one guy that did data translations. So if someone had another piece of software, but they wanted to take all their data and bring it into this software, he would do the data. He would do something to read that database and then format it into their database. So
Right.
I started out doing tech support. I worked for a company called Keen in Seattle, and I was part of the team that launched Windows 95 on the tech support side.
Wow. Windows
Yeah,
95. Yeah, I know.
yeah,
Wow. That's cool. That
yeah.
is
So my
awesome.
my work with computers was tech support until I got into QA, and then did some software development.
Right.
Blah blah blah.
Now, what got you into Adobe? How did you end up in being there?
I applied.
Okay. All right.
I had a startup company before that, and it never got funded, and so I was looking for a job. Let's see, was that when I got it? Yeah, I was looking for a job, and I was interviewing at Sony because they were doing some PlayStation development in Seattle, and
Right.
then Adobe, and Adobe was like, "Yeah, we want you." And I'm like, "All right, well,
Okay.
let's do Adobe
And what team?
After Effects."
Okay. After Effects.
Yeah, I
Okay.
worked on the After Effects team for
Yeah.
3.5 years.
Wow. That's cool. That is cool. I had always heard Adobe. I never knew what team you were on.
Oh yeah, yeah, After
So
Effects team. I worked right across the hall from a friend who was on the Premiere team.
okay.
Man,
That's cool. That now
and
was
then
what version? Do you
of
remember? When did you start?
of After Effects,
Yeah, you remember?
it was I don't remember the version numbers, but it was after CS6.
Okay. Okay. I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah,
I go I always forget. I worked at a print
me
shop.
too.
I worked at a print
Oh,
shop my what, 3rd year in college, and we were on Adobe Photoshop 1.4. And so
ooh,
yeah, I know. And
early days, man.
PageMaker and all those
Yeah,
wonderful
Aldous
all this.
PageMaker before it came into the Adobe. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. So kind of fondness. I was certified at one point in time in Photoshop, but I kind of let that
you're
fall
still
off.
certified in my heart.
So, but it was always fun. It's fun being in the beginnings on some of those things and just seeing the technology move along.
Yeah,
And I know
absolutely.
Adobe and then the teams that kind of, between Mac and the stuff that was going on with Adobe and Flash and or Macromedia and all those guys, right? There was a lot of
Yeah.
innovation going on during that time.
Oh no, one of my ears set. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Oh,
can hear
okay,
you.
good. Yeah, one of my headphones.
Uh-oh. Well, that is cool. That is awesome. Now I've got somebody in here, and this is one of the questions I wanted to get to, but somebody is using the term technically nerdy. And
Yeah,
that I think that was a second channel of yours, correct?
it still is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it still is. It was a place where I was putting non 3D printing content or extended content that might not make it really main channel.
Right.
Um,
It,
actually, actually, a company was interested in my son and I getting our thoughts on a scooter, like an electric scooter. And they said, "Could you put this on the main on 3D printing?" And I was like, "Well, we have the secondary channel. I mean, if you want to send it in, we'd be more than happy to tell you our thoughts on that." And they're like, "Can you do a 3D printing project for it on the main channel?" And I was like, "In the future, maybe." 2 days later, it showed up.
no,
So yeah, well, there's gonna be a scooter video with me and my
awesome.
son on Technically Nerdy.
That's awesome. Now, technically nerdy, and I only found that channel recently, actually. Is
No,
that I know you had an original YouTube channel that you made in 2006. Is that
yep,
same channel?
no, no, no. The
Okay.
original one is just me, Joel Talent,
Okay. All
Jay
right.
Talent, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I would do videos. I would just shoot footage of my friends and I, or I would go down to I have friends at the local radio station, and they would do bits every Wednesday morning, and then I would just film that and then put that up somewhere, and that was kind of where it went.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's when you talked in the early days about I've always video edited. That's kind of where that started taking shape, was on that channel or other places?
On my so I would edit videos and put them on my personal website that I built for my family to interact with.
Okay.
It was a PHBBB.
Ah, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
PHBBB, yeah.
PHPV,
Yeah, we use
bulletin
that.
board. Okay.
Yep. Yep, a bulletin board, and I would create videos and convert them into online. I think it was Flash. No, what would I convert them? Well, anyway, I would edit them together and then put them up there. And then
Okay.
I would do photo editing on Flickr, and I would put stuff on Vimeo. Yeah, early on, my YouTube channel uh, was striked. Well, it was copyright strike 3 times, and
Uh-oh.
I had it taken away for a long time. Like this was who knows where I'd be if I had it. But I was like, what do I do for a couple of years? I didn't know what to do legally.
Yeah.
You know who struck the channel? I don't know if you remember this guy, the farting preacher.
No way.
Yeah, because I had
Oh my
reposted
gosh.
some of the videos on my YouTube channel because
Wow.
I was like, this was early on,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I want to show my friends, so I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel so I can send it around.
Wow.
I got a copyright strike, and I ended up like doing a DMCA. Was it you like a takedown? You can do it. You can do the reverse where you're like, no, you send them a note and be like, no, and then they have 10 days to either take you to court or drop it. And
Right.
so I was like, what the heck? So I did it, and they dropped it. So I got
Oh,
my YouTube channel back,
okay.
and that's why I made a video about my favorite alcoholic beverage at the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you look up on YouTube how to make a bucket drink,
How to make
you
a
will
bucket drink. Making a note on
I
that.
think you will probably find my video.
Okay. All right. I will be
Yeah.
looking that up later this evening.
Yeah, you should. It was fun.
Awesome.
It was me. It was late at night. I was wearing a bender hat, and I was like, "Hey, I just got my YouTube channel back, so I'm gonna teach you how to make a drink."
That's awesome. That is great. That's like, okay, so now I can see, I'm kind of, yeah, if the preacher,
Oh, you put the connections together?
Ask a Ninja, all those guys all happening all in that time. I don't know. Did you
Mhm.
ever know Ask a Ninja?
Not personally.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know that anybody knows they knew him personally,
I
right?
mean, do we know the ninja?
I know,
don't
right?
know.
And he's back on TikTok now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. So that was pretty awesome. That
What's
was pretty.
old is new again.
I know, always, always. Hey guys, we are talking, and if you can't tell, we are talking to the awesome Joel Telling of the 3D Printing Nerd channel. This is where you can find him, guys, over at 3dprintingnerd.com.
The 3D printing nerd.
I apologize. I never did not make that change tonight. The
Yeah, if you go to that
3dprintingnerd.com.
website, I have no idea where you're.
And yeah, I apologize if it's inappropriate. I hope it's not.
I hope it's not.
The
Jeez,
3D printing.
someone should go there. Go to 3dprintingnerd.com and tell them it's there.
Yeah, put it in the peanut gallery. Let us know. We'll be watching and
curious
paying
now.
attention. The 3dprintingnerd.com. That is my fault.
That's the one that I maintain.
Yes, yes. Now, so you've done web. Have you done web design? Are you kind of a like WordPress, set things up? Do you
So right
know
now
the
the
languages?
web page is WordPress.
Okay.
I've written in PHP. I wrote picture gallery software
Okay.
in PHP because I had a bunch of pictures that I was always taking with friends, and so I just wanted to put pictures in a directory structure on my server, and so the picture gallery software was able to munge it all and make it share it out, and
Yeah.
that was cool. Excuse me. So I had a startup company, and I was the developer, and I used PhoneGap. So I wrote in JavaScript via PhoneGap for an app on iOS and on Android,
Right.
and it communicated with the server, and so I mean I've done that.
Okay.
That was fun.
Well, we have a report back. Weird site. LOL.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. So be sure to go
I don't
to
either.
the 3dprintingnerd.com, people.
Make sure you got your antivirus on. Yes, jeez.
Definitely. Well, So as we're getting closer, we're about 10 minutes out, guys. Get your questions in the room. I
Hey, get your
do
questions in. Come on, rapid fire. Let's do this.
I do want to kind of ask you a little bit when it comes to content creating, and this is something we talk about on like my Tuesday nights and everything. When it comes to supporting creators, right?
Hmm.
We're always trying to find ways to support creators, or as creators, we're trying to find ways to kind of maintain what we're doing, right? Because we can't necessarily, some can do it for free, right? We try to find ways to bring some money in to help
Yeah, of
offset
course.
costs and all that type of stuff. And I kind of find you end up in a weird place where you have some creators, when you're using affiliate links, are like, I'm not going to use your affiliate link. Or when you bring a sponsor in, they're like, I don't trust you. They're a sponsor. Or, you end up in these weird places where you aren't necessarily trusted, or people just don't know how to help you. Do you have advice to creators or even people watching creators on how to think about it, how to look at supporting the creators they enjoy watching?
It's the best way people can support is just watching videos and leaving comments. Um, because as you and I both know, not all of the content on YouTube gets to those who are subscribed to it.
Right.
And so, just for me personally, it's always great when I see comments, and it's always great when I see my views go up, because I know then it's getting to people, they're watching it, and they are feeling moved to be able to put a comment down. That's as far as supporting someone, that's always a great way to go. Someone has a Patreon or a buy me a coffee link, or I don't know, some way of giving extra content, or and if you feel so moved, if you can give a buck, a $5, or $5, that always helps. Buying creator merch is always great. Affiliate links are tricky. Uh, it just I have affiliate links in my description. The only one I point to is my PCBWay one, because they are studio sponsors. So
Right.
hey, go save 8%, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't make anything on those links. It just saves money.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm a terrible creator, aren't I? Yeah, the best way to support the people who you like watching is to just continue watching and leaving comments. Um, I try to do that. If I run across a cool video, I try to leave a comment, make it constructive. Hey, that was really cool when you did this thing. That's really the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Because like as a creator, right? Like um, my kids rarely watch what I make. My wife will watch what I make most of the time because she's awesome. But like family and extended family, unless I beat them over the head reminding them that there's a new video out,
Right.
they're not going to watch it. So it's just watching the content when you can, and leaving a comment about it is a really great way to support a creator.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. And I think that's a little less demanding, right? That's kind of the base level expectation of your following,
I don't want
maybe.
to say base level. No one should ever be
Yeah.
required to leave a
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, if you've watched my video and you enjoyed it, leave a comment saying something cool.
Right. And that's what I wanted to speak
That's a
to. That's kind of why I
yeah.
wanted to ask that, because we find ourselves as creators, maybe not everybody, but as creators and the people who consume the content, sometimes we have expectations that are not realistic, right? On the people watching, it's like, I follow you, I do this for you, you better do this for me, right? And on the creator side, sometimes it can be, I make all this content, you better like my stuff, right? And you get this expectation out of balance. Um,
uh, I think though, I mean, I love it when people watch the content, but for me personally, I know it's a function of YouTube as to why sometimes people aren't able to see it.
right.
Because uh, I will get people who leave comments on videos saying, "Whoa, I watched you 5 years ago. I didn't know you're still making content." I'm like, "Yeah, every week for the last 5 years."
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily people's decisions; it's just the algorithms change,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And we are beholden to the algorithm, and
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. No, totally get it. Totally get it, guys. And this is one of the reasons I love Joel. You know, if you're part of my Discord, you know that, you know, I made a post yesterday about just having the chance periodically over the past couple of years to talk with Joel. And the one thing I see about him that never changes from his videos to when you meet him personally and everything, he loves people, or he at least acts like he loves people.
I try to, yeah.
You know, and he reaches to everyone. He supports every creator he can. Now you have, I know we're getting towards the end of the year for you, and there's one of your big events is coming up. Now, when is that going to be?
I don't. Boy, am I allowed? Let me see. Let me see if the
Okay,
date's public
yeah,
because it ties into. Let's see. Let me see if the date is public.
I wasn't sure. I thought I'd throw it out there.
It is. I don't know if the date is public yet. Wait, wait. It is. It is. Okay. It is. It is on a public website. Okay.
Okay,
December 16th.
December 16th. Okay,
December 16th, 2025. We will be having the big charity live stream. December 16th.
right, right. That's cool. Now, kind of explain that because I know there's some people in the room. It was surprising this week. I talked to people who didn't know who you were, and I was like, "What? You better come
That's
tonight."
awesome.
And I think that's great, you know. But I was just like, "How do you not know who Joel is?" And so, you know, but kind of explain it for everybody in the Peanut Gallery, just in
Sure.
case they don't know.
Sure, sure. So for those that may not know, Seattle Children's Hospital, one of the best children's hospital in the country, maybe in the world. They're right here in Seattle. And my buddy Bender on the radio for the last 15, 20 years has been doing one big give, where depending on the year, between 1 and 4 days is given during the day for them to try and raise money for the uncompensated care fund at Seattle Children's. And so, as we've always donated every year, and with a big platform, I was like, a number of years ago, I thought, what if I reached out to some companies that can do some giveaways? If they can, if they can sponsor some product to give away, and then I'll live stream, and then people can donate during the stream, then we'll try to raise some money. And so I think the first year it was like $30,000 in prizes. You know, people, they start to add up, and then it just grew. Last year it was $110,000 in prizes, and we raised, I think it was 55,000, 49. It was a whole bunch of money that we
That's
raised in the
awesome.
5 to 6 hours. Um, yeah, we gave away $110,000 in prizes.
That is
So we're
crazy.
gonna do it again this year, and you can donate right through YouTube, through YouTube Giving, and which is great because when you do that, YouTube doesn't take their cut. Normally, normally when you if a creator is streaming and you give money through the YouTube mechanism, I think it's a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split. But for the YouTube Giving, when it's for a charitable organization, it 100% goes to the charity, which is
That
fantastic.
is fantastic. That is,
Doesn't even touch my accounts. It doesn't touch anything. It goes
yeah,
straight to the charity.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and so we had some people in studio last year. I distinctly remember my daughter's boyfriend dressed in an inflatable dinosaur costume, while Bill Durant of Punished Props was dressed as a Ghostbuster chasing after him behind me.
Yeah.
I hope to have more of that because that would be great. We're gonna have a lot of prizes, hopefully over $100,000 in prizes again, and we're just gonna try to raise as much money as possible for Seattle Children's Hospital.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's one of the things, guys, when I say Joel cares about people, you know, even down to the point of if you've watched his channel over the last couple of weeks, you've seen him with a group that both of us have had a chance to get to know recently, Make Good. And I know that's a group of guys that Joel really, really enjoys working with. Now, talk to everybody about Make Good, kind of what it was like being down there with them, and you
Oh,
know the things you're excited about that they're doing.
being able to go down to New Orleans and hang out with Make Good was just an amazing time. Like you realize when you walk through the doors, the passion that they have for making the lives of people better. Um, oh man, it was great to just see the passion in their face. Like when we were assembling the toddler mobility trainer that we did the video on, I talked about there's this little girl. They call her Little Bacon. Her parents do. Um, you know, it was for her.
Yeah.
And I got to see her go from some wooden thing to this now much more mobile colors that she loves, you know, mobility trainer that allows her to get around easy. And she was just, I still remember they put her in it, and it was like a minute or two as she got used to it. And then all of a sudden she just took off down the hallway and they had to chase her.
That's great.
It was great. So now multiply that times however many people are out there that can help make these toddler mobility trainers, and then you get a bunch of kids going down a bunch of hallways with their parents chasing after
Yeah. Yeah. That is awesome. That's a beautiful sight. That's a beautiful thing. Oh,
them.
I gotta take a break here. Hold on. Hey Rayleigh, my niece.
Oh, hi, Rayleigh.
Hey Rayleigh. Guys, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. Joel, thank you for being here tonight. And
Thanks for having me.
so everybody in here, my community is a maker community. We're not just 3D printers. We're kind of growing out in all different reaches. So as makers, I know you have a philosophy of making, and you think that you know, making and creating things is really important. To encourage people in maybe even content or reaching out in their community, just kind of give a few last words to uh, how can they become a part of a community and use their talents for the better.
I think that being a part of a community, you know, starting somewhere is very similar to how we talked about supporting creators. It would be to leave comments on the videos that you see of people who make stuff that you really like, and start to engage with others who do the same. And if you do that over and over, you start to get to know each other. Go to events like the RepRap festivals or 3D Printopia that we have. Um, Go to meetups. Maybe try to host your own. There's a lot of different ways. It's just people are looking for, always looking for places where they belong. And if you found a place that you belong or you think that others might be interested in, then you can start your own community and just find ways to meet up and interact. The easiest way really is to just interact with people online who like the same things you do. Uh, if you like something, I guarantee you there's a community for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Joel, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, thank Joel. Put thank you in the peanut gallery and just let him know you appreciate
Thanks,
him being
everybody.
here. I really do. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, you know, for being the person that we see. You know, many people in the room talking about how you were part of the reason, if not one of the main reasons, that they started 3D printing or they moved into content creation. You know, you have had a profound influence on many people. And while I know you started this out humbly and you continue it humbly, I just want you to know that people truly appreciate what you do. And
I
that's
appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
but thank you. And I'm gonna put you back into the green room and then close this thing out. And if you're still there, I'll talk to you a little bit more.
Sure.
All right.
All
So
right.
see you in a
Everybody.
sec. Everybody say bye. Everybody say bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I got a little bit of house cleaning to do that I want y'all to know. Tomorrow night, 3D virtual wine and paint. Be sure to sign up for that. It's in the profile. Check it out. The model is there. You might be able to print it in time for 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, guys. So the 3D virtual wine and paint, get there. We are having that. It's a model by Modern Magician. It's one of his first forays into designing using AI. So we're excited to kind of bring that up there. Next Wednesday night is movie night over on the Discord. We're going to be watching a movie. Come on in, be a part of that community, and let's just, you know, let's get some popcorn, pull up, and watch a fun movie. If you want to know what movie it is, go check out the Discord. We have so many things coming up over the next period of time. Whew, I can't swallow right now. But all of that is on the calendar at asylumlife.com. You can find it in the Discord as well. You can see all of the different things that we're doing in the community. We've got a game night next month. We've got some really interesting things coming up with 3D Print Cares, the Brady and Bensky podcast. There are so many things happening over in the Asylum Life community area. So jump in, DM me. Hey, talk to me. If you have other ideas for people that we need to interview, guys, let me know, because I'm always interested in knowing just some of the amazing makers and creators that are out there. So thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for sharing this out. Thank you for just inviting everybody in and becoming a part of what's happening in here. That's part of the value that you add to me, and I hope I add value to back to what you're giving me, guys. I appreciate everything that y'all do as part of this community. So as we always close this off, remember to live life to the fullest, grow in wisdom, and show what you've learned generously. Catch you next Tuesday night, guys.